Chapter 40 Out of Exile. On the day after his victory, towards noontime, King Bharata re-entered his city. Praised by bards, he shone amid the four Pandavas, whose identities he still did not know. And when he reached his palace and was seated upon his throne, Bharata inquired about the whereabouts of his eldest son. Some of the palace ladies told him what had happened. "Oh, out of excessive bravery, the prince has gone out to fight the best of the Kurus. Along with Brihanala as his charioteer and no other support, the prince rode out, promising to defeat the vast Kuru army and bring back your cows." The king was at once overcome by sorrow. "Oh, how will my son fare against the likes of Bhishma, Drona, Karna, and Duryodhan? And when the Kurus hear of the defeat of the Trigartas, they will likely attack our city. Oh, surely now we are in peril." The king instructed his ministers to have the army prepared to go out once again. "We must quickly rescue Bhoominijaya and hold the Kurus off from attacking our city. With such a useless person as his charioteer, I do not think my son will be alive." Yudhishthir smiled as he took his place near the king and said, No, if Brihanala is his charioteer, you need not fear. The Kurus will not be able to defeat the prince. Indeed, even the celestial host would not be able to overpower the prince as long as Brihanala is on his chariot. The king looked at Kanka quizzically. This was no time for joking. The king wrung his hands and thought only of his son. Surely Bhoominijaya was already dead. It was reckless of him to have ventured out, especially with only a eunuch as his support. And as Bharata gave orders for his forces to assemble, a messenger entered the court with news that the Kurus had retreated. "O king, the cows have been rescued, and your son is well, along with the charioteer. Soon they will be arriving in the city." Then Kanka spoke. "Oh, this is not at all very wonderful news. Victory is certain for anyone who has Brihanala with him." But the king ignored Kanka's remark and said joyfully, "Now decorate the highways with flags and festoons. Worship all the gods with profuse gifts of flowers and costly incenses. My other sons and my ministers should go out to greet the prince, along with musicians and beautiful dancers. Bring him here in style, and have a messenger riding an elephant go around the city, ringing a bell announcing our victory." Soon, a large procession of handsomely dressed and beautiful maidens, musicians playing drums, trumpets, cymbals, and conchals, brahmanas chanting auspicious hymns, and bards composing songs in praise of the prince, made its way out of the city. Overjoyed, the king turned to Yudhishthir and said, "Come, Kanka, let us play dice while we wait for my son. Happily I will stake heaps of gems, gold, and numerous well-adorned women. My pleasure today knows no limits." "O king, I advise you, one should never gamble when one is experiencing so much joy. Gambling is attended by many evils. Why, even the great King Yudhishthir lost his entire kingdom all of his wealth and his godlike brothers simply in a game of dice. Therefore, I do not like to gamble, but I will play if you so wish." The king only laughed and then sat down at his dicing table with Kanka. And as they played, the king said, "So, Kanka, what do you think of this news? My son has single-handedly defeated the invincible Kurus." Yudhishthir responded by saying that it was no surprise, since the prince had Brihanala with him. Now the king was beginning to feel annoyed. "Why do you continue to praise that eunuch as superior to my son? O Brahmana, you insult me by such words. Why should my son not have defeated the Kurus? Why, he is a fearless and powerful fighter." Yudhishthir threw the sapphire dice across the gaming board and replied, "O king, when Bhishma, Drona, Kripa, Duryodhana, and the other Kurus assemble for battle, I myself do not see any warrior who could face them except Brihanala. None have been seen, nor will they ever be seen, who can equal his strength of arms. Brihanala always delights in a mighty encounter." The king then suddenly stood up, clutching the dice in fury. "You obviously do not know right from wrong. Actually, I should certainly punish you for this impropriety." King Virat then hurled the dice at Kanka, striking him in the face. Blood flowed from his nose. Yudhishthir cupped his hands to catch it. He looked across at Draupadi, who was also seated in the court. Quickly she fetched a jug of water. Kanka held a wet cloth to his face to stem the flow of blood. But at that very moment, a second messenger came before King Virata, announcing that the prince had arrived at the palace gates. Now, forgetting his anger, King Virata told the messenger to bring the prince in at once. The messenger turned to leave, and as he was, Yudhishthir whispered to him, "Have the prince come by himself. Tell Brihanala not to enter the court." Yudhishthir knew well that Arjuna had taken a vow that if anyone caused his blood to flow other than in battle, he would kill that person. So if Arjuna saw his brother now, Virat would be slain. Within minutes, Bhoominijaya entered the court, adorned with garlands and sandalwood paste. He bowed at his father's feet and folded his hands toward Kanka. Seeing him covered with blood, the prince asked his father, "Who has done this to Kanka? O king, who has committed such a crime?" The king looked angrily at Kanka. "This wily Brahmana deserves even more. While I was praising your achievements, he glorified Brihanala as if he were your superior." "Oh, father, I am shocked. Why, you have committed a great sin. Yes, pacify him at once, so that the deadly venom of a Brahmana's curse does not consume you." The king then apologized to Kanka, and he nodded his forgiveness. Virata then said to the prince, "O descendant of Kekai, in you I truly have a son. There can be no one equal to you. Alone you overcame the Kuru host and took back our cows, just as a tiger snatches his prey." "No, my father, I did not rescue the cows. nor did I defeat the Kurus. Everything was done by the son of a celestial. Seeing me fleeing in fear, that mighty one, capable of wielding the thunderbolt, stopped me and then got upon my chariot. It was he alone who defeated the Kuru army, headed by Bhishma, Drona, Duryodhana, Kripa, Karna, and Ashvatthama. Indeed, I could hardly look at those warriors as they released their weapons. The celestial youth routed them one by one. It was he who overpowered that army of lions and sent them reeling back to Hastinapur. The king was astonished. He asked his son where that youth had gone, but Bhoominijaya said he could not say. Yudhishthira remained silent, tending to the wound on his face. He glanced at Draupadi, who stood by smiling, for the king would soon discover the real truth. It was late in the evening when King Bharata dismissed the royal court. He went away with his son, listening in astonishment as the prince described the battle with the Kurus. Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hari, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hari, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hari, Govinda Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hari, Govinda Jaya Jaya.